Greetings everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my second video, and originally I had planned to make a series of video on one of my favorite game ever, of all time, I should say. Show the game and play a little bit of it so that you can have an idea of the rules and how the game was played. But I ended up playing this game not too long ago, not even 2 weeks ago, and while I do like the game, I couldn't really see myself playing it again so soon. So I figured I'll put it on, push it back a little bit, and I actually have an idea when I'm going to be playing that particular game a little bit later in the future. Kind of a special moment of it. So we'll just leave that for now. But I decided to go, okay, well, we'll go back in time for my my second video. It's way back in time, 50 years back in time, as a matter of fact. And I wanted to talk about this game here, which is Admirals by Parker Brother, released in 1972, age 7 and up. It's for 2 players, but there's also an option for 4 players. And I'll explain once I open the game and talk about the rules a little bit, I'll explain what that means. And it says here it's an exciting sea battle game of strategy. If I were to describe this game, think of it as capture the flag type of game, except in this case you're capturing the Admiral, but the concept is there. Another way to look at it, if you ever played Stratego, or if you ever heard of Stratego, if you know what the game is about, it's the same thing. So you got units that are ranked from highest to lowest, and there's no dice, so the highest unit defeats the lower units, and so on. So it's like a grading type of scale on it. You got the Admiral, you got mines, and obviously the goal is to capture the Admiral while trying to defeat your opponent's pieces or evading them in some fashion or another. Yeah, I would have got this game was released in 72, but I don't think I got it in 72. I would have been just a little too young. Not by much, but just a little bit too young. My memory is a little fuzzy on this. I might have received it in 74, maybe 75. Maybe I'm thinking 74. Either for my birthday or for Christmas. That's either one of them. But I mean, it has been 50 years now, so I guess you'll have to forgive me on the snaps of memory exactly on when I got this game. It's still pretty nice. I mean, it's a little beat up. I mean, not so much, but it's, you know, it's pretty it holds up pretty well after all this time. I haven't played it in a very long time, at least since the 70s. I have no memory of playing this game in 1980s or 90s at all that I would remember by that. So yeah, the last time was sometimes in the 70s, probably 78 at the latest, I think. So it's been a while, but I still remember it. Still a lot of fun. Visually, it's not as striking as some of the games we now have these days. I mean, it's like we were expecting to use our imagination a little bit more, I suppose, than what they do nowadays. But no, it's an interesting game. I'll show you what's inside. Let's lift it up here. I'm just gonna open it up. I'll just put this over here, and the first thing you have is the rules. It's a little sheet. There's not much actually. It's 2 pages. I mean, it's this one and this page here. The other side is just in French, same rules. And like I said, it's 4 players. And the way it works, you got white versus red. The units are in blocks. You got 2 fleets. It's 32 pieces on each side. And so you got the Admiral, you got an aircraft carrier, you got 2 helicopter carriers, 3 cruisers, 4 destroyers, 5 convoys, 6 submarines, you got 5 mines, and 5 mine sweepers. So both teams have the same thing. And I'm just gonna put this aside. I'm gonna lift this up here. So this is your blocks. They're in here. This is the presentation. Still pretty good inside. It's a little warp here and there, but I mean, not so bad for a game of 50 years in the past. As you can see, the blocks are very simple. Nothing too striking about it. Kind of simple wooden blocks with numbers and design painted on it. Let's put it aside, and we're gonna look at the map board, give you an idea what it looks like, and see what this game was about. I'll just put this here and push it away here. So there's your map board. Nothing, I mean, it's functional, tells you what you do. So on the side here, you'll see it here. You got where you put your captured and destroyed units. You know, there we go. And it tells you the the ranking of the units. So the way it works, you've got your Admiral. The Admiral is the only unit that you can see on both sides because the enemy needs to see it. So, and normally, what you would be playing, you would be seeing this. So your opponent's block are hidden from you, so you have no idea exactly what that unit is until you attack it. So in this case, it's the aircraft carrier. See, number 1. And on the other side, you've got the red blocks. And see, there we go. So number. So when so each unit moves this way, up and down, side to side. So you just move it up. So you set up on your side of the grid. The neutral side is in the middle here. You cannot go on the 2 islands. And you've got your opponent on the other side, kind of facing you with the same thing. And you can deploy your blocks basically in a way to trick your opponent into coming and attack you. Try to see if you can attack your mines, hopefully, and you can sink a ship. So the mines look like this. So it's a black dot with a little red square on it. And you got your minesweepers that are just a black dot like this. So usually what you do is you move forward and then you can attack. So in this case, the attack would be 1 against 4. So it's the aircraft carrier defeating the cruiser. There we go, we win. So there we go. Okay. So that's actually no. This is a submarine. Sorry, this is a wrong number. So in this case, it would be 4 against 1. You got it. 4 beats number 1. You remove the piece. So the only difference in this game is that compared to another, for Stratego, for example, the Admiral can actually move, which the flag in Stratego cannot move. But the Admiral can only move this way. You cannot move like on the side like this. Like I said, it's a 2-player game, but there's an option to actually play 4 players, and the role of the second player is to basically remember where the pieces are, in the sense that one player will move the units and the other player will kind of remember who attacked at one point. So a little bit like if you were doing a real naval battle, you would have the spotters trying to, find a range, So I guess that's what they were trying to go for when they set this up. But most of the time you'll play with 2 players, and it's up to you to remember where you attack, knowing like what caused your ship to be lost. So you gotta remember, okay, well, the number 4 was here and it's gonna move, so okay, 4 is there now. So you have to use your memory to make sure that you remember where the enemy ships are. The only pieces that cannot move is the mine. So once you've placed your mines, they cannot move anymore. And if a ship comes up, attack, it's removed. You lost to the mine, but if a minesweeper come in and just removes the mine. There is also another way that this game permits you to. That's why it's a little faster than Stratego. It's like a checkers. You can actually make a move like this. So let's see, you've got 2 units like this, and your unit is over here. Now, I only have a number 1 here, so technically I would normally be losing. But you can also do this like this, and you actually just remove 2 units like this. So think of it like a checker. Basically, jump over the blocks and you just eliminate them. And it doesn't really matter on the number that you have there. You just kill 2 units. So that's one way the game functions, which makes it a little faster than Stratego. Because of that, you can easily remove, if you're very, very lucky and your opponent was really, really kind of careless of the movement of his ships, and he plays them in a way where you can jump quite a few of them. You can really hurt him even with a small number unit and really bring the game to victory for yourself. Now, the only way that this doesn't really apply, it would be in a situation like this, for example. So you would have this one here. So now, so technically here, you could jump here, and jump here, and you could get 3 units. But in this case, since there's a mine here, if I were to do this and then jump over here, that's it. I just lost my ship, and because of the mine. So I got 1 out, but I also lost my ship, and I can't jump anymore, and this one stays there. So there is a risk of jumping around like that, but it's a possibility. It's an option that you got during the game. Make it quick attack and removing a lot of unit from your enemy. What else can we say? Well, it's fast. It's fun. I mean, you can play multiple games very quickly because of I think this game used to play a lot faster than Stratego. I would use a lot of my tricks that I had playing Stratego here, especially with the mines and the placing of my units, trying to trick the opponent to attack me in certain places, and make sure that my forces are divided with some weaker unit in the front, but some of the stronger one too, and keep some in reserve. So like I said, I had played a lot of these games like, I had my own little tricks too, and it usually would work. Sometimes luck is luck, you lose anyway, but you can pretty much apply the same kind of tricks you had in one game to this game. It works the same way. Would you be able to find this game now after 50 years? Before making this, I went to check around on the internet what I could find. I didn't see a lot of videos about it. I mean, I think I ran into 2 videos on YouTube about it. And they were just basically showing it really, really quickly. They weren't talking much about it, about the game itself. I think it's a kind of a forgotten game now. I think it was released in the States also. I'm not 100% sure. Probably was. But I don't think it's remembered as much as Stratego is, because Stratego is still being published this day. There's lots of version of it, Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings version of it. While this game has been, I mean, outside of 1972, I don't really believe that it's ever been released again anywhere. As for buying it, well, I found a couple of copies that were decent looking on eBay and the internet. I mean, about what, $20? That was Canadian, by the way, $20 Canadian. I don't know exactly what the price would be for the US. Most of them look pretty okay. I mean, don't expect to find a mint quality game about this. Like I said, they haven't been printed in 50 years or so. So you're not gonna find something that's, if you do find one, good for you and go for it, no. But I mean, they'll be damaged. They were played by kids back when collecting was not what we were thinking about. You know, we were just wanted to play the games. Basically, we weren't thinking about long term. That we never imagined that 50 years later people would be interested in getting these old games. So obviously we kind of abused them a little bit. My copy's still pretty good. I mean, and most of the copies kind of look like that. The outside is a little roughed up, but the inside usually are pretty good. It's the fact that they were wooden blocks makes it much more durable. Obviously, some they have a bit of stains and stuff like that, but nothing too terrible about it. Would it be worth it to buy it? Well, if you like Stratego, you're probably gonna like this. Fun game with the kids. It's very quick, like I said, because of if you get lucky and your opponent makes a little mistake on the situation of positioning his units, you can, eliminate quite a few of them really quickly. So you can play quite a few games in one shot, make a little tournament out of it, especially if you got 2 or 3 players. You can make quick games and decide who wins the most game and so on. We used to do that a lot when we were kids. So yeah, I would probably recommend that you get it if you can find one. I mean, I wouldn't pay paying anything over $20 for this game would be crazy, unless you're a big time collector and you really want to have these old games in your collection. But otherwise, I mean, I don't really see why you would want to pay more for it than that, just for playing like that. So there it is, Stratego from 1972, released by Parker Brother. Fun little game. I had a fun play. Probably bring it out. I got a few friends that come over and we play once in a while, at least once a month. So maybe at one point I'll bring this one out and explain the rule and play a little game. Like I said, I haven't played this in a long time, so it should be fun to play. It's not something you can play solo, unfortunately, due to the fact that it's got to be fog of war type of thing. So you could play like this, but it kind of defeats the purpose a little bit, unless you're really trying to. I've tried to find ways to set this up solitaire on cards and draws on dice, but I never came up with anything that you can play this by yourself. So here we go, Admirals. Let me think what you thought about the video. If you enjoyed it, if you have fun memory of this game, if you remember this game at all, if you have any critique of the video, please do so. I also invite you to subscribe. Like I said, I'll be doing more videos. I got a series of videos planned for the next ones where I'm going to set up a war game, and I'm going to be playing with it and show you the rules, show you the movement, show how these games work. So that should be interesting. I hope you'll join me for that. So until then, wish you the best and stay safe, everyone. See you later.